Pregame show continues here on the NCWLIFE channel as we get ready for the Bridge of Sportsmanship between the Wenatchee Panthers and the Eastmont Wildcats. Now talking with Scott Devereaux. Well, the week was shortened a day. Does that make a difference?
Not really. Not really. You know, kids are resilient. They're ready to go. They want to get playing. So, we're ready.
How exciting is it for you, your coaching staff, and for these players to still have this chance, not only to take this trophy back, but also maybe claim another trophy in the process?
That's a great opportunity. Great opportunity. It's kind of like a second chance that, we get a chance to tie things up here last game of the season. We look forward to it. They're excited, motivated, and, it's going to be a fun game.
You've had spurts of quarters or halves where you've had complete games, offense, defense have kind of rotated around. I know, have you had a complete game yet?
I would say against good competition, no. I think we've played some teams that, could play poorly and still win. But if you look at our season overall, we have not had a complete 4 quarters against a competitive team.
Talk about, as you get ready for this game, do these kids care about history? Do they care about, maybe they care a lot about last year, especially the guys that were part of that game last year.
Yeah, they remember that, and there's some of our seniors that played as sophomores, they won that game. They remember that. The whole history of it, I know there's some dads and uncles and stuff that talk about those days, but kids today don't dwell too much about that. Their life is right in front of their faces, and, that's probably a good thing.
Do you bring out some recipes that you haven't used in a while for this particular game as far as, what you throw out there on the field? Do you just, here's the last chance. Why keep it in the book?
Right. There's always plays you have the whole season you haven't run. There's trick plays or special teams things you can do. We've practiced some of those this week. When it comes down to opportunity and when the time is right, you do them. And if you don't need them, you don't use them. So hopefully we don't need to use them, but we have some stuff if we need it.
We joke about how when these two teams get together, we throw the records out the window. You got a pretty good Eastmont team that's coming in here tonight. Talk about that matchup, and where do you see that you guys can maybe get an edge here or there?
They run the ball really well. Their wing tee offense is designed to do that, and we think we have a good game plan to stifle that a little bit. One thing we've noticed is they don't run a lot of plays. They're 50 to 55 plays a game. That's kind of low number nowadays. So we're hoping to keep them off the field. Maybe they only get to run 40 plays. We'll see how that goes. Our offense has a big part of that. Defensively, they've played a couple of different schemes. Last year they played a lot of man against us. So we think we can do some things against it if they come out in man again. And if they run their base defense, which is very similar to our own, we're very familiar with that. So there's some things we can do, I think, offensively to help us out this week.
Speaking of the defenses, not only being very similar, but two of the best defenses in the Big Nine. Could this be a low-scoring affair, a field goal difference maybe?
Sure could be. Yeah, I think we're ranked 1 and they're 2, and we're very, very tight. And that's considering that we played pretty darn good football team to start the year, and we gave up a lot of yards in that game. So, it's going to be one of those games where there's going to be a lot of hitting going on and two defenses that play pretty fast, and it could be an up and down the field where everybody's scoring, or it could be one of those really tight ball games where nobody's scoring.
How are you health-wise? I saw JJ in street clothes last week against Wahai. Is he back, and everybody else okay for this one?
Yeah, everyone's pretty healthy physically. We've got some diseases, some cold flu stuff running through that we're battling with, but I think probably everybody's in that boat. But, our starting 11 on O&D are ready to go this week.
Also senior night on top of everything else that you have going on. And I know that's got to be emotional for you as a coach. You've seen these kids, and like you said, some have been playing with you for a long time now.
Yeah, some of these kids I've known since they're in elementary school. And it's been a cool ride. And we had our senior dinner Tuesday night, and it was fun to hang out with them and their parents. And I want to see them have success. And I've seen them grow as student athletes, and I've seen them grow as young men, and it's a good group of guys.
Well, best of luck tonight. Keep healthy, and I know you're going to have some fun as well.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. Scott Devereaux joining us here on the pregame show. We'll come back, and we have a very special way to do the starting lineup. Speaking of elementary schools, we'll do that as we continue here as we get ready for kickoff with the Bridge of Sportsmanship, Wenatchee and Eastmont next on the NCWLIFE channel.